Now that we have the bottom pieces secured to the post, now it's time to put all the top pieces in. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4 long pieces and 2 side pieces. So you're looking at 6 pieces total. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Now, the top pieces, they're a little different than the bottom pieces. When they go in, this groove that I had mentioned to you for the bottom pieces has to be up. In this case, the top pieces, it has to be down. This is what you will see when you look at it from the top. It's clean, there is no notch. Also, the top is rounded. So that'll help you as far as getting it confused between tops and the bottoms. The bottoms do not have a round top. Okay, now we'll start putting these together. Now, if you recall, they were all marked on the bottom. This one is marked on the bottom. TS, which means top side. The one underneath it was a BS, which was for a bottom side. So we'll put this in. And it's fairly simple. All you do is take the board like this, put it in between the posts, line it up between the clips, and you can tap it down by hand. You don't have to worry about the big gap. We'll get to that later. Now we'll take a front piece. We will line that up in the same manner. These boards are cut precisely. So sometimes if you try to put it in and it's not lined up with the bottom board, you'll wind up wedging it and you'll have a problem. So, and that's basically what I did. So you have to be gentle, small movements. Okay, we've got that. Now, we're going to do the back one. The back one is exactly the same. If you ordered a raised garden bed kit without a trellis option, you will not have a clip on the back. But if you ordered it with the trellis option, you will have a clip on the back. We turn the board this way. The clip is facing outward toward the back of the raised garden bed. And the clip should be on the outside corner. The other board, if you have an optional trellis, the clip will be facing that corner. So we will put this in, line it up, make sure it's over. I'm tapping it with the heel of my hand. Now, at this point, why don't you proceed and put the rest of them in, and we'll take it from there. Now that you have all the boards in, this last one I left out on purpose, mainly to get back to the optional trellis. If you don't have an optional trellis, this board should be in because you don't have a clip here. If you have ordered an optional trellis, make sure that clip is on this side. Now we'll just place this board in, tap it down with the palm of my hand. Now, the next step would be to tighten up the space between the bottom board and the top board. Take your tap block, mallet or hammer, and gently tap, tap. Keep going back and forth until, actually, when you tap it, you'll hear a thud sound at the end when they're close together. Typically, you hear a hollow sound if there's a space, and then when you hit a solid sound, that's enough. You don't have to over tap these. There is no gap in here, and that's the way all the other boards should be, just like this. Now, let's assume that you've got it all tapped down. If you don't have an optional trellis, you're finished. You have it completed. Now let's get into the optional trellis. Remember, the clips are on either side. This is a corner post for an optional trellis. there's a clip that's dadoed into the bottom. There's the clip, 3 screws. The top of the trellis has a clip with 3 screws. Now to get it positioned, and I've done this before, I kind of messed it up, you have to pay attention. This lines up with the clip on the bottom. This clip should be facing in. So what we'll do is we'll line this up, slide it down. Sometimes, because the board is so long, it wants to go in 2 different directions. There we go. We have that post. I'll get the other post. Remember, have this clip facing inward to mate up with the clip on the back of the board. There you have a clip here. It's facing in. We'll line this one up. Ah, that was a lot better. Okay, now, it would be good if you could just tap a little bit, not hard, just so the post seat. Now we will put the trellis top on, but prior to the trellis top, you need to put the trellis netting on, which is included in your kit. I have a small sampling of trellis netting, and we found the best way to put the netting on is to alternate the holes as you're looping it through. Alternate, alternate. Oh, I missed one. Okay, go there, slip it through this way. Basically what you're doing is you are weaving it in and out. So when the trellis top is on, basically that is supporting your trellis and it's woven in. At this point, we put the trellis top on. It may take 2 people, but if you're careful, 1 person can do it. Line up. The trellis top, actually, I forgot, is also dadoed and has a stainless steel clip with screws. You line up this until it looks like it's locked in. Keep holding it. Bring this over, and now they're both locked in. Push down, and you can take your tap lock, mallet, and you tap down until the bottom of the clip is invisible. In other words, you can't see it anymore. If you notice, there's about a ½ inch of clip showing right here. Tap it down. Now you can't see it. This is the trellis kit. And of course, you get a complete piece. There will be a dowel on top and a dowel up here to where you can hook your trellis netting, and as you stretch it, it won't slide. We just don't have that on this model. At this point, your system is complete, and you can take the trellis off if you so wish, and you can reapply it. Now that we have your raised garden bed fully assembled, we took it from the patio that we put it together on and we relocated to the position where it's going to rest for the season. 2 things to remember. Southern exposure, at least 5 to 6 hours of sunlight. Preferably have it on a level area, and don't worry about setting it right on top of your grass or existing soil. We would prefer that, because if you're going to disturb it, you're going to bring up dormant seeds that have been there, and all of a sudden you're going to wind up with a weed garden. Put cardboard down, toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, and you can also put newspaper down as long as it has an organic ink base to it. And by the way, the reason you're putting the newspapers are going down, worms can't read, but they love the newsprint. So that contains cellulite, and they will eat that and then produce worm castings, which will add nutrition to your current soil. If you have a problem with putting your raised garden bed together, please feel free to give me a call on my cell phone, or you can contact us at info@carolinagardensystems.com, and we will be happy to get back with you and walk you through the process that you're having a problem with. You can also check our website, raisedgardenbeds.us.com. We also carry a full line of organic fertilizers to meet all your organic planting needs. We also carry other products, elevated garden beds that are great for a patio, in front of your kitchen, for your herb gardens, and those elevated garden beds are also available where they are totally wheelchair accessible. We hope you enjoy your raised garden bed, and happy gardening.